Welcome to Hot Drama TV.
When Elegance walked into Shanghai, the night song Zuer redefined modern glamour. On a glowing night in Shanghai, where neon lights blur into reflections of ambition and creativity, something quietly unforgettable happened. It was not announced with fireworks. It did not arrive with noise. It simply walked in. As the doors of the GQ Creative Inspiration Party 2023 opened, the room shifted. Conversations slowed. Eyes turned. Cameras lifted, not out of habit but instinct. Song Zuer had arrived, and with her came a moment that felt suspended in time. She wasn't just attending an event. She was telling a story. A city, a stage, a statement. Shanghai is not just a city, it is a symbol. A crossroads where East meets West, where tradition negotiates with modernity, where fashion is no longer worn but performed. To appear here is to be seen. To stand out here is to make a statement. And Song Zuer understood this perfectly. That night, she stepped forward wearing a strapless hydrangea-colored gown, delicately embroidered, flowing with quiet confidence. The dress came from Oscar de la Renta's Spring 2023 collection, a name long associated with timeless glamour and refined femininity. But this was not nostalgia. This was reinvention. The soft hue of hydrangea spoke of youth and freshness, while the intricate embroidery whispered craftsmanship and legacy. It was a conversation between generations, between cultures, between who she has been and who she is becoming. More than an actress. For many, Song Zuer first entered their lives through screens. As a talented actress, expressive and emotionally resonant. But on this night, the narrative expanded. She was no longer just a performer of roles. She was a global fashion presence. As a brand ambassador for Fendi and the official spokesperson for Emporio Armani's women's watches and jewelry across China and the Asia-Pacific region, Song Zuer stands at the center of a powerful transformation in luxury culture. Luxury today is no longer defined solely by heritage. It is defined by relevance. And relevance belongs to those who can move effortlessly between worlds. Song Zuer does exactly that. The language of fashion without words. What made the moment compelling was not extravagance. It was restraint. She didn't overwhelm the room. She commanded it quietly. The strapless silhouette conveyed confidence without provocation. The soft color avoided excess while still demanding attention. The design did not shout, it invited closer looking. In an era of fast fashion and louder-than-life spectacle, this was a reminder of something rare. Elegance as intention. Fashion in this moment became language. And Song Zuer spoke it fluently. Why this moment matters. This appearance was not accidental. Every brand she represents, every designer she wears, every city she appears in contributes to a carefully evolving narrative. One where young Asian women are no longer merely inspired by global fashion, but actively shaping it. By wearing Oscar de la Renta in Shanghai, Song Zuer bridged continents. By representing Italian luxury brands across Asia-Pacific, she bridged markets. By standing poised, modern, and unmistakably herself, she bridged identity. She became a symbol of a new luxury era. One defined not by distance but by dialogue, silence, strategy, and power. Interestingly, she said very little that night. No dramatic speeches. No loud declarations. And that silence was powerful. In celebrity culture, what is not said often matters more than what is. By letting her presence, her choices, and her styling speak for her, Song Zuer demonstrated a maturity that goes beyond age. A mastery of image without arrogance. This was not about fame. This was about positioning. A lasting impression. When the night ended and the lights dimmed, what remained was not just a memory of a beautiful dress or a famous face. What remained was a feeling. The feeling that we had witnessed a transition, from rising star to cultural figure, from actress to icon in the making. In Shanghai at the GQ Creative Inspiration Party, Song Zuer didn't just attend an event. She authored a moment. And moments like these do not fade, they echo. And then the cameras stopped, but the story didn't. When the flashes finally faded and the crowd slowly dissolved into the Shanghai night, something interesting happened. The cameras stopped clicking. The red carpet emptied. The music softened. But Song Zuer's presence lingered. Because some appearances are not designed for a single evening. They are designed to reshape perception. That night was not about headlines, it was about signal. the invisible architecture behind a public moment. What most people don't see is the invisible structure behind moments like this. Every detail, from the choice of gown to the city, from the brand alliances to the event itself, forms part of a larger architecture. A long-term story about identity, influence, and direction. Song Zuer is not placed randomly in the fashion world. She is strategically positioned. Fendi represents boldness and Roman heritage. Emporio Armani represents precision, time, and modern elegance.
Oscar de la Renta represents classic Western couture.
These are not overlapping identities. They are layers. Together, they construct an image of a woman who is versatile yet consistent, youthful but grounded, modern yet timeless. Why youth is no longer the main attraction. In today's celebrity culture, youth alone is no longer enough. The audience is smarter. The industry is faster. Attention is fragile. What stands out now is coherence. Song Zuer's rise in the fashion world is not built on shock or controversy, but on clarity. She doesn't chase trends. She aligns with narratives that outlast them. This is why luxury brands trust her. Not because she is loud, but because she is legible. She can be read, understood, and remembered. Shanghai, the quiet protagonist. And then there is Shanghai. This city doesn't applaud easily. It observes. It measures. It remembers. To be noticed here is to pass an unspoken test, one of relevance, sophistication, and cultural intelligence. By choosing Shanghai for this appearance, the story placed Song Zuer in a city that mirrors her own trajectory. Fast-growing, globally connected, yet deeply aware of its roots. It was not a coincidence. It was alignment, a new definition of influence. Influence today is no longer about domination. It is about resonance. Song Zuer doesn't overwhelm the room. She invites the room in. She doesn't perform luxury. She inhabits it. And that is why her image travels so well across borders. Because it doesn't rely on translation. It relies on emotion, presence, and visual storytelling. In a single look, she communicates confidence without defiance, elegance without distance, power without force. That balance is rare. What comes after the applause? The most interesting part of any story is not the climax. It's what follows. After the applause fades, after the event is archived, after the photos circulate and disappear, what remains is trajectory. And Song Zuer's trajectory is unmistakably upward. Not rushed, not noisy, but intentional. Each appearance adds a new chapter. Each choice narrows the distance between celebrity and cultural symbol. A quiet promise to the future. That night in Shanghai felt like a promise. A promise that the future of fashion will be more thoughtful. A promise that global influence can still feel personal. A promise that elegance doesn't need explanation. Song Zuer did not declare who she is becoming. She showed us. And sometimes the most powerful stories are the ones that don't ask for attention. They earn it.